Chaney. I'm a social media consultant, speaker, and author of a book called The Digital Handshake, 7 Proven Strategies to Grow Your Business Using Social Media. Sure, and let me just quickly say that the book is actually divided or broken into 3 sections. The first talks about really the why of social media. The middle section, which is where those 7 strategies come into play, is kind of the how of social media. And then the last section wraps it up with a game plan, a plan of action that's very simple, 3-step plan of action. And in terms of these 7 strategies, they're really focused around the tools, starting with blogs and ending with a social media press release, or simply social media release. I look at a blog as your social media headquarters. It really is the place where you can establish your identity, your voice, better than any other kind of social media outlet or channel. It can truly be a hub for all of the connections that you have, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever it might be. The blog is a place where that kind of all comes together, and it's the launching pad for your content, because obviously everything can live inside the blog. Now, you don't silo it in the blog. You obviously share it in these other places. But a blog really serves as a social media headquarters. It's a great place to differentiate yourself from the competition, to establish your not only brand and corporate identity, but your personal identity as well, because blogs should be, I think, very humanized, very personal kinds of things, even if they're from a company.
Right.
Companies are made up of people, right? And inside of social media, people relate to people better than they do brands. So, certainly let your blog represent the individual voice as well as the company voice as well. You're going to use blogs for a marketing tool, which is the perspective I take. That I guess marketing PR. 3 to 5 times a week updates is not too many, because keep in mind with any of this stuff you really have 2 audiences. You have that human audience that is reading your stuff, but you also have an audience of machines called search engine spiders that are coming to visit you. And obviously, if you want to get Google's attention, one way to do that is to write frequently updated, 3 to 5 times a week, keyword optimized, and topically relevant posts. And that's going to certainly attract Google. It's also going to attract the audience that you want to have come there, your target market. You're going to talk about the things that they care about, right? And so it's almost, how would you put this? Very magnetic. It's a pull strategy, not a push strategy so much. But I think for the purposes of marketing, communications, really 3 to 5 times a week is good. Sure, one is, how can I get my CEO or the C-suite to buy into this? Of course, another one is, who has time to do this, because it can be somewhat time consuming. I think those are questions that marketers are asking. I think a question that they're asking is, do we really want to invite criticism? There's enough of it out there. We're going to just open up the doors to people to criticize us, maybe even on our own turf, like on a blog or something like that. I think those are all questions that have to be asked. And certainly there's no necessarily simple answers to any of them. How do you get your C-suite to approve of all this? I think that's a kind of a big question that can't be easily answered. But things like the time consumption factor, you don't have to do everything. You do need to do something. And in terms of inviting criticism or engaging in criticism, people are already talking.
Right.
And they're already talking to each other, whether you're present or not. I think it makes sense to get have a stake in this game. Get a presence in that conversation. State your case. Listen. Be open to what they have to say. Don't be tight-fisted about it. Be open-handed about it. But you got to get involved in the conversation, because people are already talking, and it's a great way, if you ask me, to turn an enemy or dissatisfied customer, or somebody who's had a bad experience, into a friend. And at the same time, what you're also going to find is a bunch of people who are really fans of you, who like what you do, the products you have, the services you provide, and you give yourself the opportunity to engage with them and reap the rewards and the benefits of that.